So now we're going to get to the taming of the herbivores. This is a not so interesting video, I suppose, in that regard, so that's why I'm doing a voiceover. The herbivores are kind of like the underdogs of ARK. They're not really as fancy or shiny looking, but they can be very helpful. Especially early on, since they're pretty easy to tame as far as what is required of them. They only need some berries to keep them going, and you can pretty easily forage enough berries to keep these guys taming for a while. And most of them only take around an hour to 30 minutes to tame. That said, if you're taming a mammoth, expect a couple hour wait time. Though the mammoth is a special case, I'd say. So here I'm taming a turtle. I found the turtles like to eat the blueberries, the azul berries, and the mejo berries. That kind of increases their overall taming effectiveness the most. The other kinds of berries just they don't. It just doesn't keep the taming effectiveness as high. Additionally, you'll want to use narcotics instead of narco berries. I'm sure you figured this out by now, but if you haven't, narcotics are much more effective than narco berries. At not only keeping the animal asleep, but also the less you feed an animal, the higher your effectiveness. And what that does is that it influences its stats. As soon as you finish taming it, it gets a stat boost depending on how effective your taming method was. So I'm not quite sure on what the percentage is. It might actually be what the taming percentage is. So if you have like a taming effectiveness at 38%, it gets that much in a stat boost. I don't know. But you want to keep the taming effectiveness high. Additionally, another little bit of information is you want to tame animals of a high level. You don't want to go around and find like a level 1 animal. You want to tame like a level 30 or 40 animal. Why? Because it has a naturally higher stat boost that doesn't affect its like leveling up when you have it. All animals will level up at the same rate once you tame it. Tamed animals all level up. Doesn't matter what their level was before you tamed them, it kind of resets. It just means that you got an animal with much higher stats. So if you got an animal that's level 50, it's got level 50 stats. Well, every time it's gonna gain experience at the same rate as a level 1 animal, and it's gonna level up as quickly as a level 1 animal does. So basically, you can add more stats to it, and it's gonna be just as effective as some other animals. So tame the higher level ones. That said, those are harder to keep asleep. You need to keep that torpor way high on the high level animals. You also need to, it takes a lot longer, so you need to be able to have a safe area to tame these guys for a long period of time. The higher the level, so far as I've found, the harder it is to tame in terms of time and resources required. So be prepared for the long haul on those guys. But as for the herbivores, they're pretty handy animals. They're not fighting animals though. The best fighting animal I could find for the herbivores was the ankylosaur, and that dude was a beast. Like, he put the team on his back. He nailed and killed a one of those birds, the Argentavises, on his own at level 3. Right? That was an ankylosaur, so this thing was amazing. It killed several stegosauruses on its own. It was a beast. It carried a lot of stuff, and it could fight really well, had a lot of health. It was a great animal all around. One complaint about the ankylosaur, it has the stupidest AI of any of the animals. Most herbivores have better AI than the carnivores. I can tell you the turtle, he's really good at navigating things and pretty much just trucks through everything. He is unfortunately extremely slow, however, so you might want to upgrade his speed after you get his health up, since the turtles have some ridiculous amount of health, and it's very easy to upgrade their health. As for their move speed, not so easy, but you're going to want to do it because the turtle moves like a turtle. It's slow. That said, it's a great swimming mount. It swims like at double the speed, so it's great at swimming. It just can't walk on land. The parasaur is a pretty fast animal, can't carry near as much as some of them, but it's probably the first travel mount you're going to get. Don't bother with the Philioma things. Those things are just meat wagons. Keep them as livestock. They're useless as anything else. Mounts, don't even bother getting a saddle for those things. They're worthless. My advice, get the parasaur as your first mount, because it's a good mount, sturdy one, fair amount of health, fairly quick, can carry a fair amount of goods. Raptors, they're really fast, they deal a lot of damage, they don't carry anything, so that's why I would say if you're going to be base building, probably stick with a parasaur. If you're going to be raiding and fighting, go with a raptor. My default now is a raptor, but that's because I'm the raider. I'm less of a just sit around and build all day guy. So this is strictly herbivores, I suppose, is what I'm saying for this video. Mammoths are pretty great. So far as I can tell, they deal a lot of damage. They're very big. They're essentially like the T-Rexes of the herbivore world, other than the Brontosaurus, which is just the king animal. I'm gonna say the Brontosaurus is on a level of its own, because it can kill T-Rexes, it can kill everything. It's Brontosaurus. What are you gonna do against that? So, aside from the Brontosaurus, the Mammoth is like the second best thing. It carries a ridiculous amount of things. It has a lot of health, does a lot of damage. It's not as fast as some of them, like the Parasaur or the Triceratops, the Trike. Well, it might be faster than the Trike. The Trike's pretty slow. So let me talk about the Trike for a bit as well. The Trike is your lawnmower. You want a Trike. Every group should have at least one Trike. Why? Because this thing harvests so many berries. You put him on the ground and you just start attacking the ground, he's going to harvest hundreds and hundreds of berries for your group. You will be able to tame any herbivore you want. You're running low on narco berries, you having trouble finding narco berries, take your Trike out, and you will find hundreds in, 30 minutes. Spend 30 minutes and you have enough berries to last you a month, right? So the Trike is probably the most useful of them when it comes to that, for just utility. He's a great animal. I would definitely suggest every group keep at least one Trike on them. So the Trike is helpful. I don't know what the Mammoth does. We tried taming one, got interrupted. I'm sure we'll tame one eventually, and I'll put a video up of that as well, and give you the rundown on the Trike. So this is my Herbivores video. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, subscribe, check for more videos. Maybe check some of our funnier videos that are less informational. But expect another video, the next one on carnivores, since I haven't really explained our experiences with the carnivores yet. Thanks. I'll see you guys next time.